Okay, hello everyone. Hello guys. I hope you can hear me and the sound is okay. So drop me a message in the chat. Right now, I will share the presentation. Okay, hello. Hi everyone and welcome to the iSpring Summer Course Creation Contest Award Ceremony. Hi there. I'm Maria Starling and I'm really excited to be your host today as we celebrate all the incredible creativity, your hard work and innovation that came out of the summer contest. By the way, from where are you watching us today? I would like to know our geography. Okay, tell me. Paris, Philadelphia, Singapore, Michigan, Tennessee, oh, London, Denver, awesome, South Africa, Massachusetts, UK, North Carolina, look at Italy. So now, hello, glad to see you here. Dallas, Salt Lake City, wow, Columbus, North Carolina, Ethiopia, wow, Canada. Hello. Hi there. Hi, guys. Wonderful. Is there anyone from New York by any chance? Or nearby location to New York City? There will be something special for you at the end of our meeting. So please stay with me till the end and let me know if you're from New York City or nearby. Okay, so let us begin. We don't have much time today and we should cover a lot. Just a quick reminder, this session is being recorded. You'll receive the full replay afterwards. And please still keep sharing your thoughts, keep the chat active. We'll be keeping an eye on that throughout the whole ceremony. No problems about that at all. First of all, before we proceed, I would like to share a couple of numbers. We had 1,097 applications from 100 countries. Wow. Wow, that's awesome. Um, with over 107 final projects submitted, 41 in the scrollable course category and 66 in the slide-based course category. That's really awesome. And each project was in some way unique and creative. And I was on the jury. I've seen all your courses with no exception. So I can say with confidence, they were amazing, guys. Every single one had something in it. Of course, there's always room to grow, but still, I really enjoyed looking at your courses. And I should tell you that I was so genuinely happy that we have a lot of jury members that I don't have to make the decision who wins all alone at the end of this day. The ones who won, yes, the results. This will be a shared decision. And before I turn to welcoming our jury members who are also partially present today, I'd like to thank you guys for being really active in this course, in this contest, in this course creation process. You are indeed iSpring stars. Yeah, your journey on social media, how you shared the process of creating courses was marvelous. Your behind the scenes stories, screenshots, reflections, doubts, and small victories. This is all was really amazing. Yeah, so this hashtag iSpring Stars, if you still want to share your story in the end, how it was, how it went, go ahead and share with no hesitation. It is really inspiring. Yes, each of your story is really inspiring. And we also got a lot of feedback from the participants. And to tell you the truth, this is something which is truly important to us. You've told us what you enjoyed most, what you learned, how the contest pushed you forward. This time, Yes, this time after winter course contest, we introduced peer-to-peer session review. This was done after your feedback. We organized a networking session and shared insights about ID portfolios, and I'm sure you found it uh, uh, good for you. And more courses were shared on Miro. You definitely loved this space that we designed for you. And if you still haven't, if you yet haven't filled out the form, the feedback form, please go ahead and do it. You can fill it out in our Learn LMS and share your feedback so that we can make the process even better next time. All right, let me introduce our panel of judges who reviewed your projects. Okay, there were 24 jury members, and I will show the photos of some, and I would like to welcome our 4 jury members who are today with us at the ceremony and who will be sharing their insights today. Holly, hi. Tom, hello. David, hello. Anna, hi. Take our words.
Okay, I will go first. So, yeah, hello everyone. I'm so happy to see all of you here. And yeah, can't wait for the results.
Wonderful. Tom, Holly, David, if you can speak up and greet um, our participants today, that would be nice.
Absolutely.
Hello.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here.
What
Thank
David said.
you.
Hi, everyone. Excited to see the announcement of all the winners and also provide you with some great feedback about the courses that we reviewed. Just want to say congratulations to all of you for submitting something and being so in tune with your L&D skills.
Thank you, Holly. Tom, would you say something?
Yep, sorry I jumped in before, but yeah, I can't be as enthusiastic as the others. It's just me. But well done. This was it was very interesting to see so many different approaches to the same starting prompt. So really interesting stuff. Thank you for sharing your work with us. It's always a brave thing to do, I think, to put your work out into the world and say, hey, pick at it, judge it. So well done for taking that step.
Thank you very much. Guys, we're going to hear the feedback and the overall experience with the courses that were submitted from our jury members a little bit later. So stay tuned. And meanwhile, we will proceed to judging criteria. Yes, this is just a quick reminder how your courses were evaluated. All judges were looking at these points: creativity, unique approach, and engaging structure. Then learning objectives and content consistency. Yeah, clear objectives and coherent content. Then design, visual clarity, accessibility, navigation. Okay. Of course, learn engagement, which is about effective use of interactions and engagement techniques. And finally, compliance, full adherence to contest guidelines. These criteria apply to both categories, and this time we had 2 categories: slide-based courses and scrollable courses. And I should say that those slide-based courses were more popular. We've got 66 submissions in slide-based category. We're really excited that you got into scrollable format. Yeah, 41 scrollable courses were submitted, and this is really wonderful. I love this result. Okay, now that we've seen this big picture, let us hear from our dear guests. And I'd like to bring in Anna Poli, my colleague and our senior instructional designer here at iSpring. And Anna has been closely analyzing all the projects from this contest, and she will walk us through some of the most important trends that she noticed, yes, with real examples from your submissions. So Anna, go ahead, the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you. All right. So, hello, everyone, once again. I'm so happy to be here with you today. And as a member of the judging panel, I have the great pleasure of reviewing all of your projects. And I can tell you that some of them were full on mind blowing creative. So, I've seen my fair share of creativity. So, I don't get surprised easily in a positive way. So, as you know, we constantly explore the trends in the field and, of course, in the field of course design. And we're trying to do our best to stay at the leading edge. The submissions to the contest confirmed our latest research findings. And it's a real joy to see those trends in the participants' work. So, there are three major trends that are having the most impact on the field right now. So let me provide you with some details and show you the examples. So the first big trend we've seen this year is multimodal learning. We all know what band training relies on just one format, like a wall of text or endless slides, for example. It's difficult for learners to stay engaged and even harder for them to retain information. So many of you tackled the challenge head on by blending different modes of learning, like giving people content they can read, watch, listen to, and interact with. Let's take a look at two beautiful examples. So the first one is music's makeup. So here our learners can click, interact, there's a course, listen to the audio. I'm not sure if you heard this, but please trust me, the music was there. And the second one is soil health challenges. So here we have a video, like a different type of the content which we have. So it will help your learners to retain information better, and not only if they are visual, but if they prefer to listen to music or audio files or view the videos. Okay, now let's move on to the second trend, which is human-centered learning. So in recent years, I believe you've also noticed this. More and more organizations have realized that success depends not only on technical expertise, but also on what we sometimes call human skills, like critical thinking, empathy, ethics, adaptability, and emotional intelligence takes a spotlight here. And that's exactly what many of you focused on. Let's take a look at the examples. So here we have some courses created by our participants. So it's fostering art through critical thinking. Here we can see the interaction and the quiz. The second course is emotional intelligence. Then we have what is mental health wellness. And last but not least, neural inclusive workplace. So very, very important topics which were raised by our participants, which is great. And of course, they're human-centric. Okay, now let's move on to the next trend. And our trend number 3 is a big one. And of course, we noticed that the rise of microlearning and learning in the flow of work. I think we all know how busy modern learners are. So project deadlines, distractions, some TikToks here, some small talk there, and you know what it is like. Long training sessions just don't fit into their reality. I think that's why so many of you embrace bite-sized modules. Quick videos, short quizzes, and mini simulations. All things quick in here and now. So now let's take a look at the examples. So here we have the course about the medicine. Sorry, I'm not sure if we can pronounce it right. I'm so sorry. But here we have interactions. You can see the side effects, all by using interactive elements and clear visuals. So as soon as we have it, it's much easier to grasp and remember all the information, even during a quick break at work. So there is no need to dedicate many hours to research. Okay, and the second course here. So you think you're ready to drive? This course is different. So it combines mini simulations with video content, and I think it's a great approach that helps learners improve their micro skills without leaving the flow state. And it helps to stay engaged. Okay, so looks amazing to me. So to recap, across all of your projects, we saw 3 powerful trends. The first one is multimodal learning to keep learners engaged. The second one, human-centered skills that matter, and sometimes more than purely technical skills. And last but not least, micro-learning experiences that fit into the flow of work easily. So on behalf of the panel of judges and the entire iSpring team, I want to congratulate every one of you. So thank you for sharing your creativity, your passion, and your hard work with us. The trends we see in your work now are what the future of learning actually looks like. And I like where we're heading. So yeah, thank you for your courage, for sharing your courses. And Maria, I will pass the mic over to you.
And thank you very much for bringing up the main trends that we research on a regular basis. And now we see the proofs. And now we are coming to the one of my favorite parts as well. So this is personal feedback from our judges, uh, Polly, Tom, and David. I think that our judges will also share a part of the thing where you can make your courses better. Yeah, some kind of things that you can improve, which is also really important and really useful. They will share the insights and observations, what impressed them most, and as well as what kind of made them think, okay, guys, you can make it even better. So I'll pass the mic to Holly. Yes, Holly, would you begin?
Yes, absolutely. Hi, everyone. Congratulations, first and foremost, to everyone, especially if you're a first timer. Jumping into one of these projects is absolutely challenging and difficult if you've never done one before. So everybody deserves accolades as far as what you've completed. So great job. One of the first things that I'll say, and I'll share my screen in a moment, is that the creativity, and I think Tom and David will echo this too, of the topics. It's just topics I've never thought of. So as I was going through the different courses, I was learning stuff, which is an unexpected perk of being a judge, is thinking about different things and, thinking beyond the scope of what we do every day and where our areas of expertise in lie. So I just want to congratulate you on being creative and really thinking and diving deep into some of these topics. And I can definitely tell that through reviewing the course is that you all are super passionate about the topics. You really, there's like pop culture stuff, there's mainstream stuff, there's things I've never heard of or even thought about designing an e-learning course. So I just wanted to say that right from the beginning. Great job on that. And now I want to go into a little bit, I have a short amount of time about the feedback that I have as I was reviewing some of the courses. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And this is one course.
Holly, we don't hear you at the
Sorry,
moment.
I was super impressed by this topic, first of all. I love the title, and it really grabs your attention, and some of the history and things that are happening when it comes to putting ducks on Jeeps. Where did that all start? But one of the things I wanted more from this course, it is really very short. It is a lot of knowledge transfer about the different things. It really does set up a an opportunity for the author, the person creating the course, to engage people with this topic. So I wanted to say to you that if you are designing a course, you should really use backward design. You should really think about what is the end result of what you want the learner to do. And, if there's an assessment, if there's some sort of reflection, if there's some sort of simulation, then you design backwards from that. So instead of just knowledge transfer, we want the participants to get something out of this. We want them to have a takeaway. So why is this topic important? This would definitely be something important in the Jeep community. So I wanted this to go a little bit further than what it did. It felt very, very just short and cut off. I was so excited when I read the topic, and then when I opened the course, I was like, "Oh no!" I'm like, I can already tell that some pieces of this are missing. But you have a good foundation set up here to lead learners to something that is engaging, something that is applicable, something that they'll be able to take with them if they're a part of the certain community. You can develop a community through this course. So this is one thing I wanted to point out is like some of these courses left me wanting more. Like, and as a learner and an adult learner, I really wanted a takeaway. I was like, where's the takeaway? What thing am I getting from this? Like adult learners, if you know about andragogy, they want to know how they can apply it right now in their lives. We don't want to waste people's time. We definitely want to give them that information or that takeaway, whatever that may be. The next thing I want to point out is a big one, and there are resources on this. And I think this was across the board. I'm not sure about my fellow judges, but accessibility. Accessibility is something that you have to consider from the start when you're designing an e-learning course online, even in person. It doesn't matter. Accessibility, you need to be proactive about that. Things like color contrast, things like uniform fonts throughout, things like alt text in pictures and images, closed captioning throughout your videos. These are just some of the simple things that you need to be sure to include in your course. I saw a lot of accessibility issues as far as when it came to a lot of the colors, a lot of the images, the captions weren't necessarily there. And sometimes when I was listening to some of the audio of maybe you're using AI, it didn't sound, it sounded weird. And again, there was no captioning, so I couldn't understand, what the AI was actually saying. Um, like I said, my point here is that accessibility needs to be proactive and not reactive. You don't want to have to go back later and do all these e-learnings if you're an instructional designer and then have to redo everything all over again. That's a waste of time. So I pulled up one of the blogs that Anna's actually she created part of this resource and it was put out this year. And I'll put the link in the chat. This is a checklist for you, and there are tons and tons of checklists and things of basic things you can do with accessibility, and things that you should be in tune with. As far as it's not just about people with learning disabilities. Accessibility means access for everyone. So one of my main feedback for everyone who has created a course is make sure you go back or in your next iteration of the course, you put accessibility as the first priority and making sure that everything is accessible, and then the design and the development and all the, the cool pictures and things like that, those come secondary to accessibility. So that's it.
Holly, thank you very much. I'm sure this is absolutely um, right now wonder good for our participants, important, and they should take it into consideration and start applying immediately. Thank you. Tom, now it's your turn.
Brilliant. Well, I'll start. This is going to get boring for you all. I'm going to echo what Holly said. But mostly just in the case of that the judging of this happened to land in the same week that I was doing judging for the Learning Technologies Awards. And the difference in the, you being here and the way that's run, that seems to be larger organizations applying. But actually it struck me that the same fear can apply to being willing to put your work out there, to taking that step from working within an organization or quietly on our own or wherever we work, stepping outside of that and being willing to let our work be judged by others. It's an incredibly rare thing. Although there's lots of us here, which is fantastic, we are a small part of a bigger industry. So just by being willing to put your work out there, you've shown an incredible commitment to your development and to improving the practice within the field. So thank you for that, because that helps everyone. Seeing entries gives me ideas and gets me thinking about what's going on in the space and what I might need to do in the future. On that, I want to share one example that I'm not going to lie, it probably isn't the most unbiased of judgings. I really like a woodland critter. So when I opened this piece of e-learning and was faced with a raccoon teaching me to write like garbage, that's quite charming. It's a wonderful example, though, of very, very simple page here. Image, text, image to the side, little side breaks, but it flows beautifully. And this isn't just I like the colors and the pretty pictures. There's something called the aesthetic usability effect. It comes from the world of user experience. And that is that actually user interfaces that look nice are actually easier to use, because humans are a little bit weird in the head. The way we process a good looking user interface is actually different to how we process a cluttered or confused or just ugly, even if it's technically good or well designed. So really good example of that here. Whether it's intentional or not, I don't know. I'm going to choose to say yes, it is. It's also a wonderful example of what is quite a high risk approach to learning design, by which I mean this course is actually about learning to write really well, but the first half of the course teaches the opposite. Now, I love experimental practice, and I think this kind of thing absolutely has a place if you know your audience. Looping back to what Holly mentioned, though, I do want to just flag an accessibility consideration here. And it's not something that you'll find in the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines from W3, but it's something that I think we need to be increasingly thinking about. And that is employees who are neurodivergent, specifically in this case, perhaps autistic people or people with autism, depending on where you are in the world, you will prefer a different term, the research suggests. This would be problematic for that particular user group. And I think that's an important note just to put in there, that it's not a this is bad, don't do it. It's a you need to know your audience if you're going to take this kind of approach to learning design. And I would suggest, as Holly has, kind of spending some time in the accessibility space, specifically checking out the Hassel inclusion guidelines for autistic learning. And I think that would really, really help all our practice, because it's a space that we are not serving well at the current time. But this is a really charming piece of work, again, utilizing relatively simple interactions, but very effectively. Using interactions to effectively chunk information. Again, it's not going to set the world on fire. No one's going to go, wow, I've never seen that done before. but it is very well executed. And I think that's often underrated in these conversations. Often we look for the whiz bang and the new and the never seen before, when in actual fact, just steady, reliable, brilliant execution of good practice deserves to be acknowledged and called out. The other one I wanted to share is building words in Korean. And I particularly wanted to share this one with you because something that sort of consistently came up across most of my judging was the lack of practice built into courses. A lot of knowledge transfer, a lot of information being imparted, sometimes very well, but very little practice. And just to be totally clear, multiple choice questions are not practice. Not unless your training is how to take multiple choice quizzes. This has a wonderful example of me actually having to, if I can get to the right bit on the screen, this is a multiple choice one, but then there's another one where I actually have to draw it out. I shan't spend too long trying to, here we go. So in this section, I actually have to draw it out. It's not working for me. But it's a wonderful example of practice in the flow of learning, not in the flow of work. Notably, if you're doing e-learning, you are not working, therefore it's not in the flow of work. But wonderful example of putting practice into the experience. The other accessibility thing to call out here, and I'm not sure if it's coming through to you, is that whenever I land on a screen of this course, there's audio playing, auto playing by default. That's very problematic from an accessibility standpoint, specifically if, like me, you use a screen reader, because then I've got the screen reader reading me stuff, the voiceover reading me stuff, and text on the screen, none of which matches half the time. That is a bit of a sensory nightmare, and it comes from doing something really good. We've put voiceover in to try and make things more accessible, but we've not considered keyboard users, so we've auto-played the voiceover. So again, thinking about any time-based media, control should be given to the user in the vast majority of situations. There are always exceptions, but as a guiding principle, I would say give control to the user rather than deciding the order in which things are going to play or whether they're going to autoplay and things like that. I have, however, shown these two examples because I do think they are phenomenal examples of solid visual design. Again, they're not, I've never seen this before, but that is a beautifully balanced screen. It's clear, it's easy to read, it's relatively accessible. It has certain challenges, but the contrast is good, the text size is good. So yeah, both lovely examples. And again, across the board, thank you for being willing to share your work, and I hope you found it to be a useful experience. And with that, I will attempt to stay within my time allotment and shut up. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Impressive, really. And now, David, your turn. Probably the hardest part, as so many things has been already said.
Yes, and I will try not to be redundant on everything that was said. First, I just want to, and I'll be mindful of time, so I'll go through my comments quickly here. I want to just share how impressed I was with the overall quality of everything that was submitted. It was clear that everyone who was participating in this contest took a lot of time, care, and creativity in their work. And judging these projects really highlighted the talent and passion that exists within our industry community, and it was a pleasure to be a part of that. So thank you for that. Just a couple of notes that's not going to, I don't want to stand on what was already said. I support everything that was already shared. Some additional things that I would add to the discussion around things that worked well in the submissions that I saw. Storytelling really stood out as a powerful element of the ones that I reviewed. Courses that framed their content within a clear narrative or a scenario that created memorable and engaging experiences, that stood out as a strength in some of the projects that I looked at. How the interactivity was used was another strength in a lot of the projects. In some of the stronger ones, the interactions weren't there just for variety. They weren't there as a rote activity to be there. They directly supported the learning objectives and helped people engage and practice, as we heard earlier, applying the knowledge and skills that were in there. And I also think that the design polish was a big difference in some of the stronger things. You know, instructional designers today have a laundry list of responsibilities, and I think sometimes it leans heavily into the use of the tool, the development side of it, and not as much into the design. And the ones that had the more focus of the design, that reflected more polish in the design skills, made a big difference. There were consistent layouts, there were clear visuals, there was a thoughtful use of multimedia. It adds to the professional feel that elevated the learning experience, as we heard earlier. And I think several of the submissions made a good use of the quizzes and the knowledge checks are there. Not only for the assessment, a lot of times we use that just at the end in a very rote, templated way, but how we take these tools and use them in creative ways to create opportunities to reinforce the learning and provide meaningful feedback so that the questions themselves are a learning element. It was a really strong use of it. Some of the areas that I think some general themes or in areas for improvement. We heard earlier the learning objectives. Sometimes they were missing, they were vague. The clear objectives at the start really helped set an expectation. We've heard a lot about accessibility, which I think reflects the importance that we need to be giving it in this space. A number of the courses that I reviewed relied heavily on audio, and they're without a use of closed captions, and that leaves people out. Or adding captions or alternative ways for people who have hearing difficulties. It's an important aspect of it, and we've heard about the importance of accessibility. I hope that's a key takeaway you take out of our discussion here today. I also think that there was some issues with some navigation and interaction design that came up. In some of the courses, the learners could accidentally skip important content, or if there were lengthy sections within there and they made a single mistake, they had to go over the entire experience again. Going through it from a user's perspective, making sure that there's a nice flow that make the learning smoother and less frustrating for people, is an important part of the development cycle. And speaking of the design, I would also say visual consistency was something that was important as well. Some of the courses, you could see that there was misaligned text, uneven image sizes, placeholder labels like hotspot image used in some of the interactions. Just little things like that that people notice take away from the professionalism that your content can have and really that the content deserves. So those are just some general themes, but I do want to bring up two of the projects that I reviewed that really showcase some of this in action. So let me share my screen here. So the first one we're looking at here is Neuro-Inclusive Workplace, a practical guide to inclusive thinking. This is from Sayoni Bomik, who's I believe she's here in the chat. I apologize if I mispronounced your name. But this is a great example of what I was talking about with the polish that exists here. As I scroll through here, you can see the visual design and layout. It's clean. It's consistent from page to page as I go through here. There's a great use of white space on all of these pages here, which takes even the dense sections and makes them more approachable. The inclusion of this video, which has a high quality to it here. If I just scroll through, you can see that the visuals that are in here, very high quality imagery that's associated throughout this video. It just adds to the professionalism it's not just there to decorate the course, it reinforces the content and it adds credibility. And as I continue to just scroll through here, you see the consistency that's in here. You see the graphic design that was approached through all of this, the way the tables are all laid out. It all adds to a really strong visual, and all of it adds together, helps keep those learners engaged. So this is a great example of that polish that I was mentioning earlier in practice. The next one I want to go through echoes what I was talking about in the storytelling aspect. This is email emergency. And this one is giving you tips on how to do email. And what it does is it takes some of the interactions. There's audio in both of these, by the way, but I just muted it for the context of this webinar. This is all about giving you instructions on how to do this, but it takes a real world scenario and uses the tools that are in there to make it feel very real, even though the tools that are being used to do it are they're just the tools of the platform, but they're used in a creative way to create a very real experience. So you see here that when it's coming in here, you see an email on the left-hand side of what came through, and now it's walking you through the steps of how to do it. What's the problem that's in here? And I'll just select one at random here, and I chose one here, hoping it would come up incorrect. So what I was echoing earlier, it's not just saying you're wrong, it's telling you why it was wrong, and it's giving you an opportunity here to get some additional feedback on that. So they can try it again, go in and choose whatever the right one is. I get the wrong one again. But as it goes through, now it's going to give me the feedback on why it's correct. Gives me the opportunity to propose a solution. And I love the fact that it's got, okay, now you've got reminder, here's what the conflict is. Now let's propose a solution. And it gives you the opportunities here. But it's all packed into a very real experience of how do I respond to an email in an appropriate way. So this was all a great example of how to do this. It balances creativity with the practicality, making the learning engaging but directly relevant to real world challenges. So as I end my time with you here, what really impressed me most as I looked through all of this stuff, the entries showed a wide range of approaches. I saw courses that were highly innovative and polished, and others that showed promising uses of templates and interactivity. Every submission reflected effort and intent to help the learners, which is really at the heart of everything that we're doing here, and that was great to see. With a few consistent focus areas, especially around accessibility, the polish, the clear objectives, and the already strong work on display here can become even more impactful to help the learners grow. So I want to congratulate all of you who submitted. I want to thank iSpring for the effort to pull all of this together. Whether you're walking away with an award today or not, the effort that you put into creating these projects is worth celebrating, and I thank you for being a part of it.
Okay, thank you so much. Looks like we have a lot to discuss here, guys. And if you feel like you would love to continue this kind of experience, yeah, checking different courses and look for insights and how to improve it, let us know in the chat. And please, please thank our jury members for all their observations and pieces of advice that they gave you, yeah, right now. And meanwhile, I will share the screen because we are turning to the main thing for today's. And 3 winners in each category, which means that we're going to have 2 first places, 2 second places, and 2 third places. Here we have the prizes for the first place. 1 hour career strategy consultation, 500 Amazon gift card, winner certificate of recognition, discount on iSpring Suite Max, hey, a 1 month subscription to the iSpring Club, personalized digital toolkit. The second place gets 250 Amazon card, and almost the same stuff. And the third place winners will get $100 Amazon gift card. So looks like right now we are going to turn to the most interesting part, the announcement of winners. And I hope you are ready. Okay, now this is the moment we've been all waiting for. It's time to announce the winners of the iSpring Summer Course Creation Contest 2025. And let's start with the slide-based courses category. The third place goes to, and unfortunately, I don't have any sound right now, drum roll, but I hope you will make applauses on your side. For Ong Tran, turn stress into success from Kaiser Permanent. Congratulations, you got the third place in slide-based course category. The second place. The second place goes to Maim Fatusek from colleague to coach, Government of Canada. So my congratulations, our congratulations to you with this course. And the third place, the winner, goes to in slide-based courses to Zainab Fozul, anti-money laundering, art and learning. Congratulations. Guys, you're awesome. We loved your work. I know it was a really tough decision. There were several, actually, almost all the judges took part in deciding who will finally win. And these are your awards. This is something that you got because of your diligence, because of your courage, and of course your desire to win, to provide the best work. Thank you very much. Congratulations. And now let's turn to Scrollbook course category. New format. We've got 40 works, 40 courses that were submitted in this category. And who are the winners? The third place goes to Ayamit Ajani, Finding Life Beyond Earth, Münster Technological University. Congratulations. Now let's move to the second place. The second place goes to Sayoni Homake, Neuro-Inclusive Workplace. Yeah, this is the course that was mentioned by David, a practical guide to inclusive thinking for Let's Consultant. And the first place in the category of scrollable courses goes to Rebecca Mills, Operation Turnaround, Developing Leadership Skills, National Autistic Society. Congratulations, guys. So this is our leaderboard, and we have uploaded all the all the courses of the winners to our Miro board that we've been using throughout the whole contest. You'll be able to check it there and to leave your words of congratulations for our participants and for our winners. Okay, this is wonderful, but this is not the end because the rest of the participants who submitted their work still receive prizes. First of all, this is 10% discount on the iSpring Suite Max, personalized digital toolkit, and of course, the most important part, personalized feedback from expert judges. Tomorrow, on September 4th, you're going to get the feedback, your personal feedback on your courses, and a certificate of participation. So regardless of your position, you still have got something really, really valuable. And I'm sure it will be a great moment for you to share on your LinkedIn your certificate of participation that you took part in the course. And you're still the winner because it takes a lot of time, effort, and courage to be here, as we have already heard. Every project submitted shows commitment, creativity, and this is really, uh, really hard, to share your work with the community and get feedback. Yeah, get honest feedback and understand that okay, I can make it better here and here. So. Guys, we want to thank you for all your diligence for making it to the end and submitting your courses. And we promised several surprises, and I'm turning to the first one. As we have already announced, we are giving away 10 subscriptions in the iSpring Club for September. If you haven't heard about the iSpring Club yet, well, this is the time. This is a learning community for L&D professionals with exclusive access to monthly webinars, meetups, and tracks. And our first meeting will happen tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern time, New York time. So you will be able to meet, to network, and to set goals for the upcoming months in a really safe and interesting environment. You will get access to free learning tracks on Korean development, instruction design, and L&D leadership. And you will be able to discuss your own cases and to grow within the next month. If we're talking about the price, it's only $27 per month for unlimited access to all the materials and all the events, which you can actually follow on your own pace, at your own pace, if you do not fit in with the schedule. So we're going to give away 10 subscriptions for the upcoming month, for the September. And I'm trying to guess who will win these the subscription. 10 luckiest contest participants. So Helen, I guess it's the time to share the wheel of fortune because we're going to spin the wheel. Okay, so we've got 107 people who submitted their courses, and all of your names are here. And right now, my colleague will spin the wheel of fortune, and we will get 10 lucky winners of iSpring Club subscription. Let's try do it. So, number one, who is going to be the first? Okay, Bonnie Nagel. I hope you're here. Those of you who are here, say in the chat that, yes, that's me. Okay, next one. Number two. Okay, Jalissa Cherry, congratulations. Hope to see you tomorrow already. Wonderful. Next one, number 3. Yeah, Erago Hamza Yammer. Hello there. I saw you in the club and you're back. Wonderful. Congratulations. I loved your participation in the month of June. Okay, number 4. Okay, Niharika Takar. Okay, wonderful. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your names, guys, but congratulations. I'm will be happy to meet you in person, online already tomorrow. Number 5. All right. I meet Ajani. Wow. Okay, I know that you're the winner already, but as we promised, seven people, 107 people, everyone. So, okay, you are again the winner. Lucky you. Number 6. Okay, Shriya Rangarajan. Okay, wonderful. Congratulations. Looks like we've got a really international community in our club. Okay, number 7. Aha, Jamal Lewis. Welcome on board. Wonderful. Number 8. I'm wondering whether 10 places is a lot. Looks like it takes a bit of time. Zainab Faizul, welcome on board again. You are our winner and you are here again. Lucky you. Number 9. Sainem Basaran, welcome on board in the club. Again, guys, we're going to see you tomorrow already at our first meeting of the club. And number 10, our final winner, Lucero Vasquez. Wonderful. Awesome. Awesome. So if you are watching us right now, please drop a message in the chat. These are our 10 winners. Oh, what's going on? The wheel of fortune keeps spinning and spinning. Something is happening here. Guys, what do you think is going on here? Huh? Any guesses in the chat? While as the wheel of fortune keeps spinning, who are our winners? Exactly. Absolutely, Shannon. You are all getting it because you made it till the end and you submitted your course. You were diligent and courageous enough. Yay! You all won, guys. You're all winners today. And all of you, 107 people, get a monthly membership in our iSpring Club. And right now, you can go and check your email because the invitation to the club is going to be sent to you right now while we are talking. You can access our space and learn and start studying the materials and planning coming to our meeting tomorrow. What a surprise, indeed. I hope you loved it. Helen, thank you very much. Yes, indeed, this is awesome. Congratulations to our winners, and let me now turn to the final slides of my presentation. Give me a moment, guys. We are coming. It's 5 minutes, 6 minutes left, and I hope you will remain with me till the end because I've got several more announcements to you. First of all, you probably have already heard about our research on ROI shift that we shared in our community. Our white paper which analyzes why L&D teams are struggling with proving their worth and how much it costs the industry, every year, billions. And we dive deeper into this topic, and we provided you with a large research white paper, and we're inviting you to download it right now to study, because this is one of the major topics that we're also going to discuss in our club. It will be wonderful if you understand the core ideas that lays behind it. Okay. The research is based on insights from over 150 L&D professionals worldwide, and it dives deep into how learning teams can demonstrate their impact on business performance. And I'm sure you should be absolutely interested in this topic. This is what Holly spoke about today, talking about backwards design. This is all interconnected. So I'm inviting you to scan the QR code or get the link in the chat, download the white paper on ROI, and if something uh, intrigues you, or if there's something that you don't understand, feel free to post a question in our community in Learning Exchange, and we will start the discussion. Moreover, I would like to share with you one more important thing that is approaching us in September. We're going not only to talk about ROI, but we're going also to talk about leadership in learning and development sphere. And we're starting L&D Leadership Series. And this is the series of offline meetings, and the first will take place in New York. It will happen on September 19th, the afternoon of Friday, devoted to really meaningful talks and discussions, networking sessions, catering, um, networking, right? Really important stuff being there, and really important guests such as David Kelly and our wonderful ambassador James Gilchrist. And of course, I will be there too, and I will be happy to meet you in person. Those of you who are in New York City or close by, who can make it to New York offline, you are invited. This is absolutely free of charge, no fees. The food and drinks are provided. The great content and great atmosphere will be there as well. And I'm inviting you, if you can make it to the event, please come. I would love to meet you in person, really. Claim your spot now, check the agenda, register, and Holly, Tom, if you can make it to the event, please come as well. I would love to meet you in person, really, really. Okay, so who has already registered? Give me a thumb up in the chat. Tell me that yes, I'm coming, and I will be absolutely happy, guys. Because the most important thing for me is the personal communication, human communication with you, and I truly love it. Okay, well, I know that there are lots of you who are from other locations or from other countries who probably don't have visas. Well, then, for those of you who are preparing the online meetup, it's going to happen on October 8th, and it will be devoted this time specifically for the to the ROI topic, ROI shifts. Feel like you want to continue the conversation? Can't make it to New York? Well, welcome online on Wednesday, October 8th, 11 a.m. EDT. Again, absolutely 100% free. We're going to talk about ROI and how to make your courses and your educational materials most important in the company, and your role most important and the strategic one. Okay, please come, please register. All right, I'm almost done. Guys, thank you so much for joining the iSpring Summer 2025 Course Creation Contest Award Ceremony. That's what's a huge experiment that we've been trying first in winter and again in summer, and each time It is a blast. I love it. Thank you so much for making it to our event today and being with us. And if you are not in our LinkedIn community, join in right now. Okay, looks like we are done. I can turn on some music and have now some kind of party and celebrate. Tom, Holly, what do you think? David, should we have some music on?
Yeah.
Appropriate. Absolutely.
Okay, all right. Let me play something.
Thanks a lot for all participants for atmosphere you created with Holly, Tom, and David and Anna, our beautiful Anna today. It was really important and really good to see, to listen. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure having you today. And if you feel like you want to share these emotions with your audience in your LinkedIn pages and LinkedIn wall, go ahead and share where you've been, make a screenshot and right now of our webinar, post a picture and say, yay, I was there and I won. I'm already a winner, because you are. And I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thanks.